Now we are at January 2018. So we're working the first part of our fraction, which is the area that contains the division. So we're changing our fractions first to improper fractions. So it is 2 5s, 10 plus 1, 11 over 2 divided by 3 3s, 9 plus 2, 11 over 3 plus 5 1s, 5 plus 4, 9 over 5. So now we have 11 over 2, change our division sign to multiplication, then flip the fraction that follows, and we get 3 over 11 plus 9 over 5. So now working out the multiplication aspect, we can say 11 into itself goes one time, 11 into itself goes one time. So what we have left is 1 multiplied by 3 to give us 3, and 2 multiplied by 1 to give us 2 plus 9 over 5. And now we'll need to find the LCM for this fraction, which is 10. So it is now 2 into 10 goes 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 5 into 10 goes 2 times 2 9s, 18. And now we can go ahead and add, and we have 15 plus 18, and that gives us 33 over 10. And we can go ahead and simplify, and we get 10 into 33 goes 3 times, remainder 3 over 10. So our answer for January 2018 is 3 and 3 upon 10. For now January 2017. It's the same procedure, working our numerator fractions first. So what we have is 2 3s, 6 plus 1, 7 over 2 multiplied by 3 1s, 3 plus 2, 5 over 3. We go ahead and multiply, so it's 7 5 35 divided by 2 3s, 6. So that should be 6, not 16. 2 3s, 6. So now what we have is 35 over 6 divided by 4 and 1 upon 5, and I'm changing that to an improper fraction. So 5 4 is 20 plus 1, 21 over 5. And usual procedure, now we have 35 over 6, change our division sign to multiplication, and we then flip the fraction that follows. And we can now go ahead and do some bit of simplifying. So I can say 7 into 21 goes 3 times, and 7 into 35 goes 5 times. So what I'll have now at the top is 5 multiplied by 5. So what I have is 5 over 6 multiplied by 5 over 3. So now we have January 2014. So now we have two brackets. So we'll need to work the brackets separately, and then we can do our addition of whatever answers that we get. So we're going to start with the first bracket, changing our mixed fraction to an improper fraction. So we have 4 1s, 4 plus 3, 7 over 4 minus 1 over 8. But wait, let me put my bracket. So 7 over 4 minus 1 over 8 plus my bracket 5 over 6 divided by 2 over 3 So now for our first bracket, we will find the LCM, which is 8. So what I'll have is 4 into 8 goes 2 times. So let me put a bracket around this. So 4 into 8 goes 2 times 2 sevens 14 minus 8 into 8 goes 1 time, 1 times 1 plus 5/6, changing our division sign to multiplication and flip the fraction that follows, and we get 3/2. So now what we will have is 13/8. So it's 14 minus 1 to give us 13/8, plus from this second bracket we can say 3 into itself goes 1 time, 3 into 6 goes 2 times. So what we have is 1 multiplied by 5 divided by 2 multiplied by 2 to get 4. So what we have now is 13/8 plus 5/4, and for this we will need to find the LCM. Again is 8. So what we have now is 8 into 8 goes 1 time, 1 times 13 is 13, plus 4 into 8 goes 2 times 2 5s 10. So it's now 13 plus 10 to give us 23/8. And that can be simplified to 8 into 23 goes 2 times. With remainder 7/8. So our answer for January 2014 is 2 and 7/8. So January 2012. So what this is saying is 1 and 3/4 squared. So that first bracket is actually squared. So what that is saying to us is to multiply this fraction by itself. So what we will have is, when we change it, it's 4 ones, 4 plus 3, 7/4. 7/4 multiplied by 7/4. That is what square is telling us to do, and that is divided by 2, 3, 6, and 1, 7/2. So when we do that multiplication, what we'll get is 7 sevens 49, 4 fours 16 divided by 7/2. What I will do now is 49/16, change our division sign to multiplication, and then flip the fraction that follows. We can simplify by saying 7 into itself goes 1 time, 7 into 49 goes 7 times, 2 into itself goes 1 time, 2 into 16 goes 8 times. So when you simplify, this is what you will get. So you'll now have 7/8 multiply by 1/1. So basically it is 7 over 8, and that is our answer for January 2012. 7 over 8. So January 2011. So what we have is a fraction dividing by itself minus 3.7. So what we need to work first is 2 and 4 upon 9 divided by 4 and 2 upon 3, and the result that we get, we will subtract 3 over 7. So it is 2 nines 18 plus 4 22. So it is 22 over 9 divided by 3 fourths 12 plus 2 14 over 3, and from that we will subtract 3 over 7. So that's basically what this fraction is representing. So what we have is 22 over 9, change our division sign to multiplication, and then flip the fraction that follows, and we get 3 upon 14 minus 3 upon 7. So we can go ahead and do some bit of simplifying. So we can say 3 into itself goes 1 time, 3 into 9 goes 3 times, 2 into 14 goes 7 times, 2 into 22 goes 11 times. So what we will have is 11 multiplied by 1 to give us 11, and 3 multiplied by 7 to give us 21. So it's 11 upon 21 minus 3 upon 7. And find our LCM, and that will be 21. So we can say 21 into 21 goes 1 time, 1 times 11. 11 minus 7 into 21 goes 3 times, 3 threes 9. So now we have 11 minus 9, and that will give us 2 upon 21, and that is our answer for January 2011. So this is our first question, which contains decimals. So what we can do is go ahead and work, as the question actually asks calculate to give the exact value using a calculator. So what we can do is say 2.76 divided by 0.8, and you will get 3.45 plus the square of 8.7, which is 75.69. So why this question is actually here is that when I was preparing the fractions work, I saw this question. I wanted the students to practice it with the 0.8 using fraction, and see that whichever way you work it, you'd have arrived at the same answer. But there's no need to do that now, as we're just working with the instructions that came from CXC. So now we have 75.69 plus 3.45, and you will get 79.14 as your answer, and it is as simple as that. So now we have January 2009. So what we have is 3 and 3 upon 4. So 3 fours 12 plus 3 15 upon 4, and that is divided by this fraction of 2 3 6 plus 1 7 upon 3 minus 5 upon 6. So we're just going to work the denominator portion of the fraction first, which I've decided to put in the brackets. So the LCM for that will actually be 6. So what we'll have is 3 into 6 goes 2 times 2 sevens 14 minus 6 into 6 goes 1 time. 1 times 5 is 5. So now what we will have is 15 upon 4 divided by 14 minus 5 is 9 upon 6. So we have 15 over 4 divided by 9 upon 6. So what we have is 15 over 4, change our division sign to multiplication, and then flip the fraction that follows, and we get 6 over 9, and we can do some amount of simplifying. So what we'll have is 2 into 6 goes 3 times, 2 into 4 goes 2 times, 3 into 9 goes 3 times. So let me actually write that right here. So we'll have 2 into 6 goes 3 times, 2 into 4 goes 2 times, 3 into 9 goes 3 times, 3 into 15 goes 5 times. But remember, we have a 3 here and a 9 here. So what we have is 5 over 2 multiply by 3 over 3. So we can still cancel right here. So we can have 3 into itself goes 1 time, 3 into itself goes 1 time. And we have 5 over 2 multiply by 1 over 1. So therefore, when we now go ahead and multiply, what we have is 5 ones 5 and 2 ones 2. So we have 5 over 2. And when we do our simplifying, we say 2 into 5 goes 2 times, remainder 1 over 2. So our answer for January 2009 is 2.5. And now we have January 2008, which is again working two separate fractions, or denominator and or numerator fractions. So let me just say numerator fraction. So what we'll have is 717 plus 1, 8 over 7 minus 3 over 4. And for this, we'll just go ahead and find our LCM, which is 28. So we say 7 into 28 goes 4 times. 4 times 8, 32 minus 4 into 28 goes 7 times. 3 times 7 is 21. So what we have is 32 minus 21, and that will leave us with 11 over 28, and that is for our numerator. And now we work the denominator portion. So what we'll have is 2 2's 4 plus 1 5 over 2 multiply by 1 over 5. And we can cancel by saying 5 into itself goes 1 time, 5 into itself goes 1 time. So we have 1 divided by 2 ones 2. So this is the answer for the denominator. So putting our fractions now together, so therefore what we'll have is 11 over 28 divided by a half. And we can simplify, or rather we need to say 11 over 28, change our division sign to multiplication and then flip the fraction that follows, and we get 2 upon 1. Now we can simplify saying 2 into itself goes 1 time, 2 into 28 goes 14 times. So what we have is 11 over 14 multiply by 1 upon 1. So therefore, when you now do your calculation, you will get 11 over 14 as your answer. And that is your answer for January 2008. So now we move to January 2008, but it's just part 2. The same January 2008, but I think this is question 2 on the January 2008, which is just another fraction question. Using your calculator, calculate the exact value of. So what you'll get is 2 minus, so it's now 0.24 divided by 0.15, and you will get 1.6. And therefore 2 minus 1.6, and you will get 0.4 as your answer, and that is the answer for January 2008, 0.4. So now moving on to January 2006, which is our last question. So once again, we are working the fraction separately, the numerator versus the denominator. So let's start. So we have 2 4s, 8, and 1 9 over 4 multiply by 4 over 5. And we can just go ahead and work this portion, and we have 4 into itself goes 1 time, 4 into itself goes 1 time. So what we now have is 9 multiplied by 1 to give us 9, and 1 multiplied by 5 to give us 9 over 5. And this is the numerator answer. And now going to the denominator portion, which is 3 over 5 minus a half. So we need to find the LCM, which is 10, and we can say 5 into 10 goes 2 times 2 3 6, minus 2 into 10 goes 5 times, 5 1 5. So now what we have is 6 minus 5, which is 1 over 10, and this is the denominator answer. So what we do now is put our fractions together, and we will have 9 over 5 divided by 1 over 10. We can now change our division to multiplication. So we have 9 over 5, change our division to multiplication, and then flip the fraction that follows. So we get 10 over 1. And we can now simplify. So we can say 5 into itself goes 1 time, 5 into 10 goes 2 times. So what we have is 2 times 9 is 18, and 1 times 1 is 1. So it's 18 over 1, which is the same as 18. And that is our answer for January 2006. So thank you for joining us on this journey, and we do hope to see you for upcoming videos. And don't forget, practice, practice, practice. And should you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out.